Well, what will his campaign platform be? Birtherism and bankruptcy. Just talking about this, he gets his name in the news. That's beneficial to the Trump brand. It's not something he's actually considering doing. And one reason he might not be is that it's not something he'd be really likely to succeed at.
The real estate mogul and TV personality has formed an exploratory committee to determine whether to run in 2016.
Our big statement is that Donald Trump is not a serious candidate, he's an entertainer.
We have brand new Fox polls and analysis out of Iowa. In the top 3, businessman Donald Trump surging back to the lead of the pack.
Fox News can now project that Donald Trump will win the Republican presidential primary. Fox News can now project that Donald Trump will win Delaware's Republican presidential primary, making him 5 for 5 in states holding contest today. Trump's clean sweep tonight gives him some significant momentum heading into next week's primary in Indiana. As of tonight, with Ted Cruz getting out of this race, Bill, Donald Trump will be the GOP nominee.
A brand new Fox News poll has Donald Trump topping Hillary Clinton nationally by 3 points, 45 to 42.
It's now official. Donald Trump has secured enough delegate support to seize the Republican Party's presidential nomination.
You say that Trump has the odds of Donald Trump winning are 97 to 99%.
Trump is the very best persuader in the United States.
We will have so much winning if I get elected that you may get bored with winning.
Trump told you he would win thousands of times.
If I get the nomination, I'll win the Latino vote.
In the next 20 minutes, we'll uncover all the hidden techniques that you probably haven't noticed before.
It's not what you say, but how you say it.
60-70% of the political media is really, really dishonest.
Never a good story. Editorials,
The people don't trust you.
Have you ever watched Trump speak and couldn't resist laughing?
Span out. Span out. Show them the crowd, press. They don't even turn the camera.
It's a signal that you've been persuaded.
But here's the problem with Rubio. When you sweat that much.
In sales, first you have to make people like you.
I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created.
Then you can make them trust you.
1,400 people that are being laid off. They were crying. It was a very sad situation.
Only then can you get them to agree with you.
We're being decimated by China, by Japan, by every single country that we do business with.
Just like uncontrollable laughter, persuasion happens on a subconscious level.
Often, our moral judgments aren't the result of reasoning, but of quick, automatic, intuitive feelings.
You might be persuaded without knowing that you are.
So much of what we feel about politicians and politics is so subconscious. Your feelings are decided before you even know it.
If you remember the first example from the other video, you know what I mean. You might tell your friends and family that you hate Trump. But deep in your brain, the problem can only be solved by him. And he's the only one tough enough to stand up against our enemies.
Well, they're China's problem now.
Trump relies on a simple principle.
Less is more.
Trump uses simple words.
We will win, and we will win, and we will win.
Simple sentences.
We are going to win, win, win.
And repeats a simple idea over and over.
We're going to win so much.
Trump uses very few words.
We can't continue to allow China to rape our country.
So he puts as much punch in each word as he can.
It's the greatest theft in the history of the world.
The linguistic kill shot.
Crooked Hillary
is finding some kind of insult, if you can call it that sticks.
A little Marco.
Like other insults would not.
More energy tonight. I like that.
The human brain is very simple.
Associate one word with the next word in your brain in some wild way.
Does Trump go with illegal immigration?
I brought up the whole subject of illegal immigration.
Does Trump go with money?
Part of the beauty of me is that I'm very rich.
But does Trump go with baby Hitler?
Would you kill baby Hitler?
Realize that this is a trap. Whether Trump responds yes or no, our brains will connect Trump with baby Hitler.
No comment.
have no comment.
Imagine what the news would say if Trump actually answered the question.
They're both losers for answering a really stupid question.
Damn right. It doesn't matter if you support or oppose something. It matters that you're talking about it at all.
Some of this stuff is pure nonsense.
Here's a really simple question. Does Trump support or oppose illegal immigration?
One thing is crystal clear. America has a broken immigration system.
In your mind, he is the only one who has a plan to solve the problem.
I think you can argue as the toughest illegal immigration plan out there. Disagree?
I don't disagree.
But Trump isn't the only one who has a plan.
We will triple the Border Patrol. We will build a wall that works, and I'll get Donald Trump to pay for it.
But Trump is the leader. Everything revolves around what Trump says or does.
I will build the greatest wall that you've ever seen.
Trump ignites controversy on purpose.
You can't get Mexico to pay for the wall. Of course you can.
He knows the media will go for the bait.
Critics have been jumping all over him about it, saying, who's going to pay for it?
In his book, he said, if there's a downside to being a well-known name, it is that you become an easy target. The media needs to tear down what it builds up. That's just a part of journalism. Stories are about heroes and villains, or success and failure. If you're a brand name, they're going to take a shot at you. Remember his tapes of John Miller?
I think that Mr. Miller knows more about Mr. Trump than Mr. Trump does.
But there's a strange twist to the story.
You think Trump dropped this tape?
Yeah.
Why would he do that?
He is a con artist.
A phony.
Donald Trump is the know-nothing candidate.
Donald is a bully.
Everyone reacts to Trump.
Donald Trump's bucking tradition once again, refusing to release his tax returns.
Trump again is the leader.
When you run for president, especially when you become the nominee, that is kind of expected.
He controls, most importantly, whether he releases them at all.
Because my returns are extremely complex, and I'll make a determination at the right time.
If there's a problem, everything revolves around what Trump does.
Listen, there is no such thing as bad publicity, sweetheart.
Read the article, babe.
Jordan, you look great. You're in a huge magazine.
Trump also becomes the leader by using framing. When a reporter asks me a tough question, I try to frame a positive answer, even if that means shifting the ground. For example, if someone asks me what negative effects the world's tallest building might have on the West Side, I turn the tables and talk about how New Yorkers deserve the world's tallest building. Here are 4 ways Trump uses framing. Remember in the other video, we talked about Trump's negotiation strategy?
He sees everything in life through the prism of closing a deal.
The first way he uses framing is by setting the bar for negotiation.
Hillary Clinton was the worst Secretary of State in the history of the United States.
The question is not whether Hillary was good or bad.
There's never been a Secretary of State so bad as Hillary.
Hillary Clinton is upside down by 23 points in Iowa?
There was a time when we thought Trump would lose.
Those Cruz supporters, they're cheering because tonight is a huge loss for Donald Trump. This may be his biggest setback.
Trump had just offended all women.
Politicians tend to get in trouble when they do things that reinforce a negative perception, highlighting problems that he has with women.
Any other politician would have met their end, but Trump soared back out.
Donald Trump will win the Republican presidential primary in his home state of New York.
To stop the slide, Trump threw a dead cat on the table.
When he started lecturing me on New York values like we're no good.
Then, when we weren't focused on him and women, he said 3 simple words.
I love the women. We won with women.
Again, he sets the bar for negotiation.
Nobody has more respect for women than I do.
It's not a matter of whether he likes women or not.
I love winning with women.
It's how much he loves them. Trump is also really good at framing an idea.
The politicians are going to destroy this country. They're weak and they're ineffective.
Trump is a Washington outsider.
I'm self-funding my campaign.
Watch how he frames this idea.
I don't owe anybody anything. I only owe it to the American people.
The same idea can be framed the other way.
New seems nice until you need experience. And we need experience.
Third, Trump is a master at framing people.
Lion Ted.
When he gets asked a tough question,
Romney is coming out today with a speech calling you a phony and a fraud. What is your reaction?
Right away he frames the person.
Well, first of all, he's a man who, as you know, begged me, I mean begged me for my endorsement.
And makes the poison less deadly.
Donald Trump is radioactive, and they know it.
What would you like to say about what she just said?
First of all, I think she's a terrible spokesperson.
Last, Trump uses the mother of all frames.
If it weren't for me, you wouldn't even be talking about illegal immigration.
He frames the topic.
This was not a subject that was on anybody's mind until I brought it up.
He decides what we do and what we don't talk about.
Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama gave us ISIS. Now we're trying to get rid of ISIS.
He's giving you the chess set to play with so that no matter how good you play, you're playing on his turf.
Part of the magic of his persuasion is he always picks a fight that he can dominate. He doesn't pick a fight he'll lose.
In his campaign, have you heard anything about Native Americans?
I think there is no debate.
Talking about them, unfortunately, is a lose-lose.
We owe the Native American people so much.
It makes people feel guilty and always brings up negative emotions.
First day that settlers came to this country, the Native American people have been lied to. They have been cheated.
In other words, the chess pieces are laced with poison.
You got to go to the edge of defeat.
Even if you're Bobby Fischer, you'll die before you win.
Yeah, what's that?
Mate.
As we know, people don't make decisions based on logic.
So as soon as one of the candidates leaves reason, leaves good logic and facts, they do a little bit better.
More effective than logic is using analogies.
You go to China, bridges all over the place. It makes our bridges look like toys.
But the most effective tool is using identity.
Identity politics is when someone casts a vote for a person because of their race, their gender, or their ethnicity.
You saying that, I am a African American or a woman or some other category of person.
Trump is a master of identity politics.
I think when it comes to the Republican Party, the biggest identity politics identifier is conservative. Who is conservative? Who is the most conservative?
I'm the most conservative when it comes to military, when it comes to the border, when it comes to security.
When the terrorists knocked down the Twin Towers, they insulted every one of us Americans.
In New York, we took a big hit with the World Trade Center. Worst attack ever in the United States.
So far, we've talked about the low-level techniques that Trump uses. Now we're going to touch on his big campaign strategy.
I've always had interest in politics.
Trump has been thinking of running for president for almost 30 years.
Well, I'm not sure that you want to see the United States become a winner.
So what's so special about 2016? First, Trump is getting old. Second, the candidates this year are really weak. If Trump didn't show up, chances are the nominee would be Marco Rubio.
Let's dispel with this fiction that Barack Obama doesn't know what he's doing.
If Trump ran in 2004, he would have been slaughtered.
Freedom is spreading throughout the world like a sunrise. And this Olympics, there will be 2 more free nations.
But most importantly, this year the chessboard was laid out in the favor of Trump.
Will 2016 be the year of the Republican outsider?
Bernie Sanders. He was a communist 35 years ago. Now he's a socialist, and he's kicking Hillary's ass. What does that say?
For the first time in a long time, people are mad.
I mean, the U.S. is ready for change. They're so fed up.
Just like in 1980, this year, people want an outsider.
Millions of Americans find themselves out of work. Millions more have never even had a fair chance to learn new skills, hold a decent job.
And Trump has been saying the same things for 28 years.
We let Japan come in and dump everything right into our markets and everything. It's not free trade.
Trump is a master. From the way he speaks, moves his hands, and uses laughter.
$1 million on ads against me in Iowa. Now here's the good news. They use the best pictures. I look so good in those pictures.
To the way he ignites controversy and creates enemies.
These are people that have such hatred for me. I don't know why. I don't know.
Trump knows what he's doing, and he knows it works.
I will be changing very rapidly. I'm very capable of changing to anything I want to change to.
Just look at who Trump is up against.
I went to Wall Street in December of 2007, before the big crash that we had, and I basically said, cut it out.
Look at her public speaking skills.
This is an amazing display of enthusiasm, energy.
Look at who she's fighting against.
She can't put it away. That's like a football team. They can't get the ball over the line. I put it away.
Clinton will get slaughtered at the debates, and she has no chance in the general election.
I think a lot of people that feel disenfranchised, including Democrats, by the way, will come out and vote for Trump.
Like it or not, You want the president to be Trump. You want him to win, and you want him to make America great again. Trump has turned his campaign into a really good movie. The main character has a problem and has to overcome it. You as the audience know that his problems are with Hispanics and with women, and you want him to overcome these hurdles. He's the underdog everyone loves to root for, even if he's not on your team.
Leicester City has gained an almost religious following here. Fans have got big plans ready if and when the team wins the league.
Thanks for watching. There's a lot of content about Trump on the internet, but in the description below, you'll find the very best. Subscribe if you want to watch more videos about persuasion, or click here and watch me break down Trump's election strategy.